We're here in the Reolink stand at CES, and I'm here with Ali. Just flew in yesterday. Is being fueled by coffee, and we're going to have a quick walk through what's here new for CES, but also that Reolink ecosystem. We're going to have a look through it. So, Ali, tell us what's happening.
So yeah, a couple of the headline stories for this year. Obviously, buzzwords in the industry is AI, and we're really taking AI to the next level. One of the things that Reolink have done over the past few years is really focus their business towards Western markets, and there's a lot of concerns, I guess, as a Chinese manufacturer, particularly when it comes to security solutions, about how secure is that data, who has access to that data, and one of the things we've really promoted heavily is the fact that all of our products are capable of local storage. Actually, with all of our UK retailers, we sell all of our products with storage included. So where the Reolink range is capable of taking SD cards individually in each of the cameras, we actually provide those SD cards with the cameras. So there's absolutely nothing.
That was my experience with the Doorbell, and I bought the hub as well, and it came with a card, which was a really nice, because there's nothing worse than setting it up over a weekend and something was cold, or where are you going to get a spare card, and we don't usually have cards. So it's a nice touch from Reolink. But that local storage, but there is also an online subscription service if you want to go.
Which is optional, it's not needed. And the other thing is that quite a lot of the brands that we're competing with also are promoting these sort of AI functionalities. But if you look quite closely, some of those AI functionalities are only available with the subscription. So that can be, £5, £8 per month just to get the benefit of that cloud-based recording. But if you want those AI functionalities such as person, vehicle, animal detection, which most brands have, and really that has been the basic AI functionality of cameras, determining what the object is that's triggering the motion. Our AI this year is moving on to a much more advanced level. So AI is being built into a lot of the new products that we're launching this year, and some of those AI functionalities include things like AI video search. And what the AI video search enables you to do is, rather than being able to filter your products down by motion detected of an animal or of a person or of a vehicle, you still have to scroll through and filter down and manually look at to find the evidence that you need. What the new AI video search enables you to do is use natural language and literally type into the search engine exactly what it is you're looking for. And that could be a person in a blue hoodie, or a person in a blue hoodie wearing glasses, or a person in a blue hoodie with black trousers and a cap wearing glasses.
You can really when we were talking at IFA, you showed me your foot on the phone.
That's right.
And it was your kid playing football, or there was something.
Yeah, that's right.
And so you could actually type in playing football, and it would narrow it down. You're not having to scrub.
And you can also filter it down within a date range. So if you know approximately when you're looking for that evidence, or the exact day you're looking it for, someone might have seen a person running away from your house after an incident. And if you just put in, as I say, natural language, a brief description of what it is you're looking for, the AI is really effective at just filtering down those videos. And those search results come through really, really quickly.
And you have that AI on board in the box?
Well, the AI is built into some of the new products that we're launching. And the product that I showed you is one of our new Floodlight cameras, which I'll show you around the corner shortly. The advanced AI takes it to the next level. So the AI Video Search Plus really enhances that video search capability, and you can be really vague with your description, and it will pull it together. One of the other things that we're doing with the new AI functionality is a smart summary. And what that smart summary does is, with each of the videos that's being recorded, is it will give you a written description of exactly what's happening. And through the app, that comes through a little bit like a chat.
Okay, like a notification. So I'm at work, I'm not at home, I haven't got time to look at the feeds, but the actual, I can read on my watch even, I can read that text message.
But you can also take it a step further. You can actually just type into it what's happened in the last hour.
Wow. So it's a two-way.
Yeah, so it's a two-way. So you can say to it, tell me what's happened in the last hour, and it will say you've had 2 missed visitors, a parcel's been left, and it will actually just give you a text description of exactly what's happened on your video system within that last hour, day, week, however long. You can get a full summary as a sort of text message coming through.
Perfect.
Now, we recognise that a lot of customers will have products already in existence. And to get the benefit of this functionality, they don't want to go out and replace all their cameras. So one of the new products that we're launching this year is the AI box. So this AI box will work with all Reolink products.
Oh wow!
Either connected direct to the router for your battery, Wi-Fi, mains-powered Wi-Fi products, they will all connect to that box, and that box gives you the smart AI functionality on all of your legacy products.
So it's retrospective.
Retrospective upgrades. Yeah.
Very cool.
That can also be connected to an NVR. So if you connect it to an NVR, then the NVR then becomes fully smart capable.
Wow.
And the next step for us, which we're hoping to launch this year, is third-party integration. So with things like NAS storage, if you've got a QNAP, Synology, NAS drive, cameras connected to that, is that the AI box can then be connected to your NAS drive, and that will give you that full smart functionality without having to upgrade to a whole new set of
Very
hardware.
smart. And it's nothing worse than being a customer of whatever product or service, and the newer one comes out and you're going, I have to change everything, or I have to rip everything out. Whereas Reolink are really thinking about an existing customer base. They may want it, they may not want it. This gives them the option.
And again, just going back to that sort of security of data, who has access to that data? None of this is cloud-based. This is all edge of cloud, local-based. So you've got local storage either through your hard drive and your NVR, SD cards through your cameras, or in one of your other storage devices like a NAS drive, to be able to connect the AI box on. You're not having to pay subscriptions. It's a hardware, sits locally next to your devices, and you're the only person that has access to that. It's complete, complete guaranteed privacy.
It looks like a small selection of products here, but we haven't gone around the corner yet.
No.
Atlas Go PT, and then also solar, so Floodlight.
Yeah, I'll come on to the product areas separately. We'll go on to some of the cameras, but we can head round there now and have a look. So just a few of our flagship cameras that we've launched in the last year. I guess starting at a sort of entry-level price point. This is the E331, so it's an indoor camera. It has its own sort of basic AI functionalities, so it will recognise pets, it will recognise people. It also has audio AI, so it will recognise a baby crying.
Okay.
So as an internal camera, the kind of
window breaking.
Not window breaking yet, but we did actually pitch that to the product development team, so they're working on that algorithm to recognise breaking glass.
And that,
so that will be
rotates up and down
360 degrees.
So it's motorized.
Yeah.
Okay,
it also has a privacy mode. So if you're using it, I think a lot of the examples of why people use these types of indoor cameras, it's less security. Some people do. It's more lifestyle.
Okay, it's
so you've got pets at home, babies. But one of the big areas for us is sort of aged care.
Okay.
So if you've got elderly relatives, a lot of people want to live independently.
I may be in that situation at the moment.
For as long as they can. And I'll actually come back onto the AI box and another function of that AI box. But yeah, in its basic form, it has that person, vehicle, animal, audio detection, glass breaking will be coming. When combined with the AI box, that will give you that full smart search functionality, also the smart summary. And one of the other functions of the AI box is to be able to create prompt-based alerts. Now, a prompt-based alert is a customized alert.
Okay.
So that will be an alert that you tell the AI system that if this certain event happens, I need a notification. And that could be a camera monitoring a fence in your back garden. If someone climbs over that fence, I want a notification. If the dog starts digging the garden, I want a notification. Wow. If a person falls down, I want a notification. And that then leads us into that sort of aged care market, that if you've got a camera like this in a parent's home
with the AI box,
and you set up a prompt-based alert that says if someone falls down, then let me know. And the other thing is with people with early stage dementia or Alzheimer's, is if there are things that are particularly unsafe that you want notifications about them doing, such as walking into a kitchen or doing a certain action, you use natural language to tell the AI box, look out for this activity, and if that's happening, send me a notification. What that means is that you're not logging into the camera all the time to watch someone.
You're getting it.
You can set the system to just send you notifications when the system sees that event's happening. So it's less of an invasion on privacy, and it also means for some of those events like falls or any kind of dangerous activity that you want notifications about, the system doing monitoring, it's telling you what's happening as opposed to you having to log in and watch all of the time.
We've got PoE on one stripe, we've got Wi-Fi, and you've got 4G, so lots of different flap types stuff here going on here.
Yeah, so three main product areas: Wi-Fi, mains powered, Wi-Fi solar, PoE, and 4G. One of the stories that was new for us in the last sort of 12, 18 months was the dual lens technology. That dual lens technology gives you complete 180-degree coverage. Fundamentally, it's two cameras pointing in opposite directions, and the software of the camera invisibly stitches that image together and gives you a full panoramic wall-to-wall image. So no blind spots, complete coverage. And unlike other lens types which give you that sort of same wide angle, which tend to be a fisheye, the fisheye lens sort of deforms the image and it gets kind of squashed towards the edges. This sort of dual lens technology gives you a complete panoramic view with absolutely no deformation, no loss of resolution, and absolutely zero blind spots. So this is a new camera in the PoE range. This other PoE camera is from our professional range. So the professional range I'll explain to you a little bit more in a second. Same technology, same type of camera, just Wi-Fi and solar powered. We have also got some new products that are going to supplement or complement this battery powered range. As I said, the solar panels are quite efficient. They will charge a camera. 10 minutes of sunlight per day gives you 24 hours of standby on that camera. The things that can affect that is if it's low light, so if it's a cloudy day, then it becomes less efficient, and also low temperature. So low temperature charging on battery products is a real challenge.
So it might be a sunny day, but the battery itself is cold, so the chemistry can't take a charge.
It can't take a charge. But we've got a new power bank which is launching. I don't have the sample of it here, but that power bank is an independent unit. The batteries in the cameras are typically around 7,000, 8,000 milliamps. The power bank is a 13,000 milliamp battery.
Wow.
So using the two together, and the power bank has a USB in and a USB out. So it effectively daisy chains between the solar panel, sits separate to the camera, and then the USB cable goes into the camera. That will charge down to minus 10 degrees.
So it's more optimized for colder temperatures.
Correct, yeah. So it will always take a charge in lower temperatures. The other thing is that from a 7,000 milliamp battery, you're effectively trebling the overall capacity. So those batteries will last easily 2 months with average usage if there's no solar panel attached. With a solar panel working efficiently to the camera, then you shouldn't ever need to charge it. It should just work ongoing. But through those cloudy days, low light seasons, such as UK and Ireland, then it can be quite problematic. But using that power bank not only extends the battery life, but also guarantees that product's going to be taking a charge whenever the sunlight allows.
I'm seeing that the 4G stuff, whoever's looking after the Reolink socials, there's a lot of horse stuff going on there. There's a lot of looking after horses, security of horses, welfare of horses.
Well, last year,
animals, I'm sure.
Last year in the UK, we actually partnered with the NFU, so the National Farmers Union. So we're now the brand partner on cameras for the National Farmers Union. We're working directly with them on a sort of sales strategy, marketing strategy, but this is an area that's of key focus in that sort of agricultural, equestrian. In the UK, there are a lot of big properties and people with small holdings, but farming in particular is a huge.
And it's the fact that it can be off-grid, offline, in the middle of a field somewhere. It's all SIM card, solar powered, battery powered. That's the beauty of it.
And again, with those power banks, enable low temperature charging, greater battery capacity. You can use these sort of remote security solutions knowing that they're never going to run out of power. Actually, this particular camera, the TrackMix, is one that we've sold for maybe a couple of years in white. And this camouflage version actually came around from a requirement from Network Rail. So Network Rail I met at a trade show a couple of years ago, and they said, "Oh, great to see you here. We've been using your cameras for a couple of years, but we can't use them trackside."
Because they're white.
Not because they're white, but because the white versions of our cameras actually have standard infrared LEDs. And those standard infrareds actually emit a faint red glow. And trackside, they can't have
like a red
any
light
at all. So the camera that they were using is our Ranger PT, and at the time that was the only camouflage camera we did. And one of the things that we did with the Ranger is we used 960 NM, I hope I've got that right, 940, 960. Which actually is as efficient in terms of night vision, but it doesn't emit a glow that's visible to the human eye. So they said it would be great if we could get that TrackMix camera with that
different infrared unit,
with that the invisible IR. And if you can do that, if you can make it camouflage as well, that would be great. So we spoke to HQ.
No problem.
They came up with the idea. And actually, the demand for that globally was huge. You know,
all from a
especially
trade show.
for 4G. Yeah, from a brief conversation at a trade show.
So then we got floodlight cameras.
So floodlight cameras is a new area for us. We've done floodlight cameras in the past, but we've really taken them to the next level now. So we launched the Elite Pro floodlight at IFA last year.
Yes.
So this takes that, complete wall-to-wall coverage, and you think when most people are going to use this is either going to be on a driveway or on a patio decking at the back of the house. It's mains powered, so 3 wires. If you're putting it in place of an existing light, it's as simple as obviously turning off your fuse box, making sure there's no power coming in, removing the old light, 3 terminal wires, live, neutral, positive. Connect that light up, and that's it. Connects via Wi-Fi.
Or PoE then as well.
The PoE one hasn't launched yet, but there is a PoE version of that coming. At the moment, we've only got the mains-powered Wi-Fi version.
Very cool.
PoE will be launching this year, and then that complete wall-to-wall coverage. New this year is the TrackFlex. So the TrackFlex is like the TrackFlex floodlight is like the TrackFlex camera that we do as 4G, PoE, Wi-Fi, which has been around for a little while. This has 2 lenses as well, but unlike the wide-angle 2 lens, these 2 lenses work independently, creating 2 separate video streams. One of the lenses is a fixed 2.8mm lens, which has approximately 100-degree field of view, so it's quite a wide angle, and that's a static fixed view. The other lens is a dynamic hybrid zoom, so it's an optical zoom camera with a 6 times zoom functionality. So while one lens is giving you a complete picture of everything, the other lens zooms in as close to the subject as possible, and it actually produces 2 separate video streams. So 2 separate videos you can download independently, one which gives you a complete view and one which gives you a close-up of the subject. And it zooms into the optimum size, making sure that the full subject's in frame, but it's as close as it can be without losing any detail. This also has auto-tracking. So as soon as the subject comes into view, it will track that subject, follow it, and give you that close-up view and that complete wide angle simultaneously. Both of these floodlights are 3,000 lumens. They can both be dimmable, and they can both be changed from warm light to cool light. So if you're using it as a security device, you might want that bright white light, full 3,000 lumens, acting as a warning, a good visible deterrent.
Or if you're walking out to the shade and you just need something to illuminate so you don't slip, you can lower it down.
Like if you're having a party, a barbecue, and you just want some ambient lighting, you can put the warm light on, take the temperature, the brightness right down, and it
very cool.
Works as a lifestyle product as well as a security
solar
product.
then as well, obviously.
Brand new. So this is just launching at CES, brand new product. So this is a sort of entry product into the market. Approximate retail prices on these. This one's retailing in the UK currently. I'm talking pounds, so we'll obviously translate that to euro at 199. This one's going to retail. It launches in February, March this year at 220. And this one is an entry-level product. We expect the price of this to be around about £120.
Okay,
yeah,
very cool.
So it's a lower resolution. Both of these are 4K.
Yes.
This one's going to be 2K,
okay.
so 4
to
megapixel.
A price point. Okay.
To a price point. Battery powered, so 7,000 milliamp battery. It's got an integrated solar panel on the top. And it's a 1,000 lumen spotlight, obviously to preserve the battery, use slightly less power. But yeah.
With that PIR sensor in underneath then as well.
So PIR sensor obviously to detect motion, wake it up from its sleep, activate recording. With the integrated solar, it should never need charging. But the great thing about this is it's very easy to install. It can also be used in more remote locations. So if you've got an outbuilding or a shed where you want that lighting, you want that security camera, you can't run power, but it's within range of your Wi-Fi.
They're thinking of everything.
Yeah, so
I'm going to hand the camera over to Ali. I'm just going to hot swap a battery into it. So you keep going there, Ali, and I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, no, do you want me to keep talking?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. So, hello. Onto our doorbell range. So doorbells has been a huge category for us over the last 2 years. One of the reasons for that is that we focus our range across all of the categories or the different types of installation that are available within cameras. So PoE, we also do mains-powered Wi-Fi, and we've done battery-powered Wi-Fi. Now, just talking about one of the USPs of Reolink is, although we're a Shenzhen-based Chinese manufacturer, we don't have a market in China for our products. All of our focus is on the Western markets. And as a result, we use chipsets that are based from Taiwan, based in Korea, so South Korea, and that alleviates some of the security concerns that people have around data and privacy.
This is my doorbell. Now, what's interesting with the Reolink, the white versus the black, it's a different aspect ratio, if I remember correctly from my research. White is a taller ratio, and the black is more of a... there's some difference in the colours.
No, there was a V1 and a V2 on the doorbells, but the aspect ratio now should all be the same.
Okay.
So between the mains powered Wi-Fi and the PoE, they have the same aspect ratio, exactly the same lens. It's 180 degree diagonal view, it's 150 degree vertical view, so it does see down to the doorstep, slight blind spot directly in front, but all of that AI inbuilt, so person, vehicle, animal, and parcel detection are all inbuilt into the hardware here. The different aspect ratio is present on the battery Wi-Fi. So the battery version,
versus PoE. Okay.
So the PoE both use a 5 megapixel image sensor. The battery is a 4 megapixel, which creates a slightly different aspect ratio.
This one was always interesting, Ali. It says that you get battery powered, but what's interesting is I wired it. So it has the ability of being wired, but for some reason the marketing says, so I think whoever's listening to this from Reolink marketing, it's probably losing a couple of customers because it says battery. I know there's a battery in it, don't get me wrong, but I wired it so I don't have to recharge it.
Yeah, I think that will change with the second generation product, and I'll explain why. So with the battery-powered doorbell, the downside of a battery-powered product is it always has to sleep. It always has to be in an idle state, and it needs that sort of motion to wake up and start recording to preserve the battery life. And with the version that you've got, when you plug the mains power into that, it still thinks it's a battery camera, so it still operates as a battery camera. That's going to change with the second gen, in the sense that if it is hardwired into the mains, it then goes, okay, now I'm a mains powered product, and then it will be active all the time. It will then have pre-record. You can turn it on for 24/7 recording. So this is
Ali, I'm going to have to upgrade. I'm going to have to be on to you about upgrading my doorbell.
We might be able to do something about that. We'll still do our mains powered. We'll still do a dedicated mains powered Wi-Fi and our dedicated PoE product. But there's a few other fundamental changes with the upgrade of the first gen to the second gen. And one of those other big stories that we have to tell is our new brand partnership, and that's with Qualcomm. So Qualcomm, US-based chipset manufacturer. We're actually using the Qualcomm, the Dragonwing Q8 chip within our AI box.
Nice.
With our new battery-powered products that are coming out, we're using a Qualcomm chipset as well. And that new Qualcomm chipset actually improves battery efficiency by up to 96%.
Wow.
So effectively doubling the life of our battery products.
Wow. Was your previous chipset were off the shelf, they weren't in-house, of a white label brand, and just by going with that probably more expensive chipset now, if we're honest, but you're seeing the benefits of it.
Huge benefits, apart from the branding, because Qualcomm is maybe not so much to the consumer, but certainly within the industry.
I think so. I was at the Sony Honda event last night at their launch of the Afeela car, and they wheeled out Mr. Qualcomm and to say this is the chipsets that we're using. So definitely there's an association benefit there to both parties, I'm sure.
And certainly in the world of AI, Qualcomm are a huge name. So this is less so about the AI part, but this is more about the battery efficiency. So with the new doorbell, we've got two versions. Again, battery powered. This is the Video Doorbell SE. So this is a lower price point product, 2K. This will actually work with standard AA batteries.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so you can hot swap batteries out. If your batteries are running low, that 96% efficiency means that the doorbell will last for up to 9 months.
Very cool.
Whereas if you're using that on its own, AA's.
And rechargeable if possible?
You can use a rechargeable battery AA in, but you can't recharge them within the camera. So if you've got two sets of batteries, charge one, use one.
Very cool.
But that Qualcomm chipset, battery efficiency.
Have you price point on that, Jeff?
We're hoping it's going to be around £80.
I love the hope, and it's the conversation with head office as to knowing the price point, knowing the marketplace. Every industry has that challenge.
A lot of it's volume based as well.
Yeah.
So at this stage, when we finalised design, we're doing our QA process, we're taking those products out to the channels, understanding the market opportunity. It then comes down to volume. Based on those volumes, affects the cost price. So it's certainly going to be a sub £100 product,
Brilliant.
and that's as a complete kit with the doorbell, with our plug-in chime,
Oh, wow.
and in the UK for our local channels, and UK and Ireland, of course. Sorry. We'll be looking at our sort of local storage as well, and including
Brilliant.
our SD cards within that.
Wow.
So yeah, sub £100 for a battery kit camera.
Very cool.
Improved efficiency, AA batteries, so
On to a
really
winner
easy
there.
to use.
On to a winner there.
Great product.
Very cool.
The Video Doorbell 2 has an inbuilt battery. We've also talked around the capability of the mains power and the fact that it will recognise whether it's running on battery, whether it's running on mains, and the additional benefits and how the camera can understand that it's running on mains and do that sort of pre-record, permanently live recording, however you want to use it. But this has the Qualcomm chipset in it, so not only if you're using it as a standalone, will it now run for 9 months as opposed to sort of 3 months or 3-4 months as it was. We're including this new solar surround. So this is actually going to be sold as an accessory.
Okay. So it's whether you need it or not.
We will also sell bundles, so if you want it as a complete kit with the solar panel. And I'm going to have to refer to an image I took earlier because I can't remember the type of solar that we're using, but it is.
Oh yeah, that's the new one.
That's the new solar.
Oh wow.
So Provence.
Yeah, I can't say it either.
Yeah, it's a weird
It was a big solar show in Hamburg in Germany. I was watching some stuff. There was a couple of UK electricians, Artisan Electric was there.
Yeah.
And he did a whole video on that. I think it comes out of Cambridge University. There's some connection there. But not huge efficiencies, a nice step in efficiency for that solar panel, that PV side of things.
Yeah.
So it's great to see that you're utilising it on a piece of equipment like this.
Because my first question with this is, that camera's using the same kind of power as any of our other battery cameras. And we have, for the UK and on Ireland, where we've got those changing weather conditions, we found that 6-watt solar is the most efficient for all of those different conditions to be able to keep those batteries charged. And when I looked at that, I thought, there's not 6 watts worth of solar there, so
you know from the panels, etc., what a 6 watt would look like.
Yeah, in terms of the surface
size,
area and the size. So when I was speaking to Gary, who's our product development guy, who's at the show here, I questioned him on it this morning, and he said it works as well because of this efficiency. The other benefit of that type of solar panel, and I can't say the word, I'm not going to attempt to again, is the fact that it doesn't need sunlight. It's light. So even if you're using it on the north side of a building, or you've got a porch that's covering and protecting you from the sunlight, as long as there's light going to it, it's still working.
Do we retail on that housing yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't give you an answer on that.
Very cool idea.
I'm desperately anticipating an answer myself on that.
Very good.
But yeah, so as opposed to, although the battery life's improved, the fact that we can now include it with solar.
I like the wired unit. I was very proud that I wired it myself. But I will come back to you on the second gen because it'd be interesting to see the difference between that and what I currently have at home. Lastly, we're coming up on 30 minutes. Storage solutions. We've got the hubs, obviously, the home hub and the NVRs.
Yeah, so we've always done standalone storage solutions. NVRs primarily designed to work with PoE cameras. What's being marketed now is that our NVRs, if it's an 8-channel PoE NVR, obviously you can hardwire in 8 cameras, but there's also an additional 4 hidden channels. So if you've got 4 Wi-Fi cameras, it will take up to 12 cameras. Wow. So you can use as many channels as you've got inputs for either PoE and Wi-Fi, but you can also add an additional 4 Wi-Fi cameras. Same with the 16 channel, same with the 36 channel, and we've actually got some bigger 64
always an extra
channels.
4.
There's always an extra 4 Wi-Fi channels on those NVRs. The home hub is a slightly different design.
Yes.
Same type of solution, hard drive installed, and you can put up to 12 terabytes. Yeah, up to 12 terabytes storage in that one. You can input PoE cameras into that, but it's primarily designed to work with our consumer-based products, so more focused towards the Wi-Fi. We'll just come around here, I think, for the last 2 bits. So what's new this year for Reolink is the fact that in our PoE products, as I mentioned earlier, we know that there's a huge market for our products for the SMB market, but we also recognise there's an opportunity in the professional market. So we're launching Reolink Professional,
cool.
which will be showcasing in the UK at the security event at the NEC in April, and that is trade-focused products. These products won't be available through consumer channels, so they won't be on Amazon.
An installer.
Trade pricing strategy, and they are a much higher graded camera. So a lot of the same types of solutions, turret cameras, fixed lens bullet cameras. We've also got...
The Reolink community is asking a lot of questions about this one.
It's a beauty. It is a fantastic product. I mean, fundamentally, it's the same camera.
It is, yeah. They were just doing the housing, and they didn't. I think the community didn't understand that the professional grade was coming, and so people were wondering, what's this new camera for consumers? But it's professional.
But it's great in the way that it can be mounted wall mounted, it can be mounted ceiling mounted, two-way audio, local SD cards.
Nice.
You've got spotlights built in. We're doing an 8 megapixel 4K. We're also doing a 16 megapixel in this one as well.
Wow.
So 2 times 4K camera, and that complete 180 degree wall to wall. In the Vandal-Proof, so IK10 rated. So absolutely,
you can hammer it, and
you can hammer it. It's not going to crack. We're doing that as a fixed lens. We're doing that as a varifocal, so up to 5 times optical zoom. We're also doing that as a dual lens. So that same dual inside the Vandal-Proof dome housing. We've then got varifocal cameras in our bullets. We've got a varifocal turret as well. And then we've got new PTZ coming through. We've always done a 16 times optical zoom, and that's one which is just phenomenal, the level of detail that you can get into from, around about 30 meters to be able to read the print on a magazine or a newspaper. This is a 25 times zoom. So it's really taken that zoom
Colour-wise,
functionality.
they're all white on the display, but will there be all colour options as well, or is it going to be white?
Just white on these. However, some of the key things with this is that AI functionality, the smart search, that's all inbuilt into these products. So that smart search, that prompt-based alerts, that smart summary is all inbuilt. We've also got things like heat mapping.
Yeah, I saw this in IFA and number, footfall, all that kind of stuff, very much for a retail environment.
Yeah, exactly. So if you've got a small business, you want to know where that traffic's flowing to move products around, to entice your customers, then...
your product lines are getting busier, Ali. It's amazing that you know everything at the moment, but it shows, you know what I mean? I know a lot of it, it's the same componentry, but there are differences and nuances to stuff like that. So somebody might want a bullet, or somebody might want a Vandal-Proof dome, and so understanding that Reolink have that breadth of product for everybody, and now in that that professional element as well, you're going to be a lot busier. Yeah,
and of course the type of integration with these, they're not just fixed to our own sort of ecosystems. It's not proprietary-based product. These are on VIF, so they can be used with other manufacturers, MVRs. We're also,
so you're not tied into that ecosystem. No. You can supplement this into an existing system.
Yeah. There's a lot of proprietary-based software, such as our AI, which is part of our ecosystem. But as I said, if you're using that through a NAS storage device, QNAP, Synology, the plan will be that AI box will be available to use as part of that that network storage solution, so you can benefit from Reolink's proprietary intelligence, but you can also use it with an existing ecosystem. And the very last thing, which is quite
34 minutes in, Ali.
Oh, right, this is it. So this is our brand new Envy. So this takes a lot of the really smart stuff that we've done, such as the dual lens technology, complete wall-to-wall coverage, our auto tracking pan tilt camera with 16 times optical zoom.
That's a beast.
All built into one camera. So this, in location, you've got a complete 180 degree view coming into its own video stream.
Yes.
You've then got an auto tracking camera with auto zoom up to 16 times optical zoom, which will track, zoom, and follow the subject. So you've got a complete security solution.
Are we retail on this yet?
Don't know. Don't know yet.
Lots of awards winning well, so you get the best of last.
Yeah, no, that was great. Yeah, we got that award yesterday, so we're really proud of that. Best in show at CES. So you can see here 2 versions, one in white, one in black. Whether that influences other products in the range, I don't know.
Ali, I'm going to be on to you about this one because my shutter soffit, etc. is all black, so I definitely will be on to Ali about that.
Yeah, but you can see here how that's working, that complete wall-to-wall.
So you're getting that top view at that 180, that wall-to-wall, and there's no distortion like you talked about.
Yeah, no, it's completely a natural image. There's no squashing of people. Invisible stitch on the on the software, so you can see people just passing through. There's absolutely no sign of a join there, and then you've got this secondary lens which is turning, pointing, following. Obviously, there's a lot of traffic here, so it's going to be torn between.
But still, it's not shuttering too much. And if you set it up to manage a certain area to discard certain areas, like there's a busy road or footpath beside your property, you can zone those out.
You can also limit the tracking, so you can choose a point at which it stops. So if you've got a camera like this, and you don't want it to intrude on a neighbour's property, you can actually put a stop, so that it won't go any further than you want. And then we've got a sort of entry-level camera called the Ombi 3i. Both of these are available in PoE and mains-powered Wi-Fi. And these have got a slightly different.
Oh, so you can have that tilt there as well.
Yeah, so you've got the tilt here, which is a manual tilt. But
once you set it,
you know.
Now these don't have that.
These ones don't. No, these ones are fixed.
But that field of view is probably bigger anyway, so you wouldn't need to utilise it.
Yeah. Slightly low resolution, but and it doesn't have that 16x zoom. These are just pan tilt auto tracking.
Still though, nice little unit as well.
Yeah.
I'd like it in a dark colourway. That's
I'll put the request in.
Ali, anything else before we wrap up?
There is just one last thing.
One last thing. It's like, what's the name? It's like an Apple presentation here.
So we already talked about the Qualcomm Reolink video doorbell. We've got some other new Qualcomm products coming in. So the E1 Swift, which is an indoor and outdoor pan tilt camera, battery powered. As I say, 96% longer battery life. And then we've got this new Argus Magicam, which is a magnetic camera, can be surface mounted,
very good,
indoor and outdoor. Also AA batteries, so you can hot swap those batteries out. And
I used to have an alarm clock that looked like this.
Yeah, I don't know if I can pop the back off
very
there.
Good.
There you go.
Excellent.
Yeah, of course.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Bring it around the house, as you said, and it's more not a security, more of a lifestyle stuff as well.
So this bracket will also work as a stand.
Yes.
It can also be wall mounted. It's magnetic here. It's also magnetic on the back. So it comes with little metal discs.
And you
so
can
if you want
that in on a post or...
Say you want to use it as an indoor camera for monitoring your pet, you can put a little magnetic disc on the wall, stick it up, or you can stick it onto your fridge.
Yes.
You can stick it on a radiator or any metal surface, and then you can just take it down, move it outside, and use it as an outdoor security camera as well.
And then we've got the doorbell that we talked about already.
And then the doorbell at the end.
Ali,
so I think
you deserve
half an hour whirlwind tour, and so I hope...
no, that's been great. Thank you so much for your time. It's great to see you at CES. Lots of exciting stuff happening at Reolink. Thanks so much for your time.
Pleasure as always.